Today we're looking at the biggest historical discounts on Steam right now, and some of these are genuinely ridiculous. We're talking massive, up to 90, even 94% off. I'm going to start with Construction Simulator, 70% off at $7.49. Now this is a simulator game through and through. You're operating heavy machinery, completing construction contracts, building up a company. It's not flashy, but if you're someone who just loves the idea of running a crane or a bulldozer and watching a site come together, this is one of the best in the genre. The detail and the equipment is genuinely impressive. Then we got GTFO, 69% off at $12.39, and this game is brutal, like properly, unforgivingly brutal. You and up to 3 friends are dropped into underground facilities crawling with monsters, and you have to work together quietly, carefully, or you will die fast. The communication and planning this game demands from a group is unlike almost anything else. It has one of the most dedicated fan bases in co-op gaming for a reason. If you have the right squad, this is an incredible experience. Just don't go in expecting it to hold your hand. Next there's Domekeeper, 70% off at $5.39, and this one is a gem that not enough people talk about. You're defending a dome on an alien planet while mining underground for resources between waves of enemies. It sounds simple, but the loop is incredibly satisfying, and the roguelike progression keeps pulling you back for one more run. I remember picking this up not expecting much, and then losing a whole evening to it. Then we got System Shock, 70% off at $12. This is the full remake of the 1994 classic, the game that basically laid the foundation for everything from BioShock to Deus Ex. You're trapped on a space station with a rogue AI called Shodan, and it is deeply hostile. The remake is faithful but modernized, and it holds up as a genuinely great game in its own right, not just nostalgia bait. At $12, this is a historically significant game at a historically low price. Next up is Thief Simulator 2, 72% off at $5.59, and look, I find this game weirdly fun. You're casing houses, learning routines, breaking in, stealing stuff without getting caught. There's actual planning involved, and the progression as you upgrade your tools feels good. Is it a AAA experience? No, but it scratches a very specific itch, and for under $6, it's honestly worth a go if that concept appeals to you at all. Then we got Resident Evil 4, 75% off at $10, and this is just one of the best games ever made. The remake takes everything that was legendary about the original and rebuilds it with modern mechanics while keeping the tension. The pacing, the iconic moments completely intact. Leon Kennedy going into a Spanish village to rescue the president's daughter, and everything absolutely going wrong, it's still thrilling start to finish. There's Gang Beasts, 75% off at $5, and this one is a party game classic at this point. Wobbly physics, ridiculous characters, trying to throw your friends off buildings and into fans and moving vehicles. I've played this with groups and it never stops being funny even years later. It's not deep, it's not trying to be, it's just pure chaotic joy. Then we got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, 75% off at $17.49. And honestly, this might be the best value game on this entire list. This is a massive, sprawling G-Rup set in Hawaii, one of the longest and most content-packed games in recent years. The story is genuinely emotional, the combat is deep and ridiculous in all the right ways, and the side content alone could eat 100 hours. It got a bit overlooked because of when it came out, but this game is absolutely massive in scope and quality. Next up is the Talos Principle Reawakened, 75% off at $10. If you've never played Talos Principle, this is one of the best puzzle games ever made, and Reawakened is the definitive version with a new chapter and updated visuals. The puzzles are brilliantly designed, and the philosophical narrative woven through the whole thing gives it a weight that most puzzle games don't have. It'll make you think in more ways than one. Then there's Last Man Sitting, 75% off at $2.49. It's a couch co-op party game where everyone's on chairs that keep shrinking and you're trying to knock each other off. Simple concept, genuinely fun chaos with a group. At $2.50, there's basically no reason not to grab it if you do game nights with friends. Next, we got Bum Simulator, 77% off at $4.59. Yeah, this one came up in the last list too, and look, it's still here, still cheap, still exactly what it says. Goofy, low budget, chaotic fun for an afternoon. Not a masterpiece, not trying to be. $4 and change for something dumb to mess around with. Then we got Resident Evil 2, 80% off at $8, and this remake is stunning. The original was already a classic, but what they did with this remake going over the shoulder, rebuilding Raccoon City in full detail, making Mr. X an absolute nightmare. It's just brilliant work. Leon and Claire's campaigns are both great. The tension in the police station never lets up. $8 for one of the best horror games in recent memory is genuinely wild. Next, there's Paleo Pines, 80% off at $6. It's a cozy farming and life sim, but instead of regular animals, you're befriending and raising dinosaurs. The vibe is super relaxed, the art style is charming, and it's a good game to wind down with. It's not the deepest game in the genre, but at $6, if you want something gentle and cute to play, it works. Then we got Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, 85% off at $3.74, and this is the gold standard of the genre. Buying junkers, diagnosing faults, stripping them down, rebuilding them, flipping them for profit. The level of detail and how actual car systems work is impressive, and I've heard from people who work on real cars that it's surprisingly accurate. Next up is Flashing Lights, 85% off at $3.74, police, fire, and M's all in one. You can switch between roles, respond to emergencies, work with other players online. It's been in development for a while and it's still getting updates. It's rough in places, but the ambition is there. And for under $4, the value is undeniable if you're into emergency services games. Then there's Tank Mechanic Simulator, 89% off at $2.19. You're restoring World War II tanks, digging them up, repairing them, putting them in a museum. It's niche, it is extremely niche, but the people who are into military history and restoration find this genuinely fascinating. For $2.19, you're not risking anything. If that sounds remotely interesting to you, just grab it. Next, we got Endling Extinction is Forever, 90% off at $3, and this one actually hits emotionally. You're a fox mother in a dying world, trying to keep your cubs alive as the environment collapses around you. It's a survival game, but the heart of it is about protecting something you love in the face of something much bigger than you. It's not a long game, but it's a meaningful one. Then there's Jurgen, 90% off at 99 cents. It's a top-down mech shooter with tight gameplay and a decent amount of polish for what it is. You're blasting through waves of enemies in a destroyed world. It's not going to change your life, but for $1, the action is genuinely fun and it runs well. Next up is Into the Flames, 90% off at $2. It's a firefighting simulator. You're responding to fires, managing equipment, putting out blazes solo, or with a crew online. It's rough around the edges and clearly a passion project, but the core firefighting loop is actually satisfying, and the co-op adds a lot. For $2, it's an easy yes if you've ever been curious what a firefighting game feels like. And then we got Seabay, 94% off at $1.19, and that is the biggest discount on this entire list. It's a motorbike physics game, riding through challenging terrain, managing balance, completing runs. It's minimalist, and the physics-based challenge is the whole point. $1.19 for the historical low on anything is worth mentioning. If it sounds remotely fun to you, you're spending basically nothing to find out. That's pretty much all we got for this script. Let me know what games you liked the most.